Hello, everybody.
Hello.
It is Marcia and Michelle, and we are back for another Show Me Mysteries.
Yes.
I want to welcome everyone to the live stream this evening. We know that it is the day before a holiday, our nation's birthday, which, as close as we can figure, Michelle, is 248 years.
Correct.
Yay, 248 years. We know there's a ton of stuff that you could be doing this evening besides hanging out with us.
Like
Um,
watching fireworks displays.
yeah, things
Yeah.
like that. But we appreciate you hanging out with us. Hey, Linda, glad that you could log on with us this evening. Our topic is going to be fact or faked, because I have come across some videos and pictures recently of purported paranormal activity. And I'm going to get your take on it and Michelle's take on it because she has not seen these pictures. But I will say that in amongst these pictures, there are a couple that you all have probably seen before. Um, and the reason I threw them in there is because they have never been debunked. So it kind of makes you go, hmm. So, hey,
No
Bev.
question.
Hey, Dawn. Glad to see you. Um, share us out, if you will. If you have any friends or family or coworkers that want to take a look at some pictures and try to decide, did we fake these or are these real, I don't know, real unexplained stuff, I guess? And on this eve of July 4th, the fight for our independence, I do want to thank our military as I do every month, because without you, we could not be here doing what we do.
Right.
I will say, I'm going to put a plug in for my family. Um, we have had a service member in every conflict the United States has been in since 1780. That's 10 generations.
Wow.
We have not missed a war or a conflict. Everybody has served. My grandfathers, my uncles, my great grandfathers, my daughter, my husband, my brother. So, the military is near and dear to my heart. The American flag is near and dear to my heart. We need to protect it. We need to fly it. And frankly, as they say, that is a hill I will die on. So that's what I know. Now, Michelle does not have the same background I have because you haven't been here. Your family's only been here, what, 3-4 generations?
Let's see. My grandparents came over. They were the first generation.
Okay, so you're only
Or
third.
yeah, my grandparents came over, so my parents were the first ones born here in this country.
Okay, so not everybody has American patriots, folks. So if you have them, please honor them. In I forget what month, it's July. In
It's
June,
July.
oh God, I know time is passing. In June, we did not go on a hunt. Instead, Dawn, Christy, and I went to the Haunted America conference in Alton, Illinois. I go every year. The girls have gone the last few years. Always a good time. Always a good time. Lots of great speakers. You learn a lot. You network with a lot of people. This is the second year he has had it at the college there in Godfrey. In years past, for the last 8 or 10 years, maybe 12, he's had it at the hotel in Alton. And it just was never big enough. It was never big enough. We were on top of each other. They were very, very limited on their vendors. Of course, now we're over at the college. We got the big auditorium, and they've got a great big vendor room. And it was just a good time. It was a good time. I saw a lot of people that we typically, we don't see, but the once a year thing. So looking forward to it next year. And he did have, because last year he had it at the college. That was his first year. And we kind of complained that we didn't have any food. We had to go out and get food like at lunchtime. And by the time you leave the conference, you go out and you get food and you come back, you're like running ragged. So he did bring in 2 food trucks this year. I chose not to use the food truck. I chose to run down the street to Subway. Dawn and Christy did use the food truck. And as they can tell you, the line was extremely long. I had left, gotten my food, got back, sat in the auditorium, ate my food, and they were just getting theirs. So,
Oh gosh.
yeah. So the food truck was a good idea, but we got to do something different next year.
How many people are at that conference, roughly?
There's several hundred.
Yeah, that's a lot of people to put through 2 food trucks.
There's several hundred. And I think probably 85% of them was in front of Dawn and Christy in the food line. I'm just going to say Dawn can speak to that, but I'm going to say there were pretty many. But I heard it was really good. I can't remember now what it was. It was Mexican, I think. They had tacos or something, and they had chicken. The chicken was really good, and I heard the tacos were really good too, and it smelled good. I think the trucks were overwhelmed by the crowd. So, but anyway, he's working on doing something a little different next year. Still food trucks because he's got to feed us. But maybe because, and he cuts us all loose at the same time too. See, that's the thing. We have like this 1 hour for lunch and everybody goes to lunch. It's not like people are coming and going all through the conference because of the way he's got it structured. So,
but that's good. That means everybody's going to all the different breakout areas.
Oh yeah. And he's got wonderful speakers, very engaging speakers.
Yes.
Okay. So if you are just joining us, thank you so much for popping on this evening on a holiday weekend or 3-day, 4-day weekend, whatever you got going. Our topic this evening is fact or faked. I've gotten some photos. They've been brought to my attention, or I've just come across them recently. And I'm like, seriously? So I'm going to pull them up. I'm going to get Michelle's take on it because she has not seen these yet. Mm-hmm. And of course, those of you in the chat, please join in. Tell me what you think. Some of them could be legitimate. Like I said, I've got a couple of the old ones that have been around for a long time. One of them from 1938. So we'll see. Now, the trick is going to be, can I operate 2 machines at one time? Want to put money on that? Okay. What am I forgetting?
It'll just be a slow process. It'll just be a slow process.
Yeah, very methodical. Am I forgetting anything before we get started?
I don't think so. Stop. I don't think so.
There's a big snout in your face.
Yes, I got a boop. I got a boop snoot.
All right. I'm going to attempt to pull these pictures up here. Let me see. I got to share my screen first.
So what she's not telling you guys is that when she's doing this, she doesn't see this part of the show anymore. So she won't see chat. She won't really
I'll see them during the pictures. I won't see them during the 2 videos.
Okay.
So don't be talking about me because I can see you.
You can hear us too.
I can hear you too. Okay, so this first one, let me make it bigger for you there.
Thank you, because, I got old eyes.
Okay, so this is the story on this one. So this couple buys this house, and let me get the exact story. They buy this house. Let me see here. And they bought it with the intention of like flipping it, rehabbing it, and flipping it. So the gal was just taking some pictures inside, like some before and after pictures. And these are the before pictures. So she captured what she says is this weird black mass. Now, it's on the floor of one here, you can see. And then, or maybe you can't, I'm the only one that can see my cursor. And in the second picture, you will see that it's on the floor and the ceiling.
Oh, so that's the floor and the ceiling. That's not, no,
that's
just the
sorry.
ceiling.
It's just the ceiling. I apologize. It's just the ceiling. Yes. So what's your take on it?
Okay, give me just a moment. All right. Now, was this digital or was this an old-time filmy camera? Do we know?
No, it's digital. Yeah, just snapping some before pictures as they're working on their place.
Well, the other thing I notice is over here in the door, there almost looks like a reflection of something black as well.
I do see that. Let me see if I can blow it up and move it.
And I don't know if that's the person standing there Or
Yeah,
what
I
do they
see
have
that.
on the wall? Laminate or wood paneling, or I don't
That
know.
looks like that 1970 wood paneling.
Okay. Could you make it a little smaller, please, ma'am? Thank you. I don't I don't know. I think that's an error with the digital picture, because the one on the left looks very almost like it would be a rounded square, except for this
A
bottom
rounded
piece.
square.
Well, you're square with the rounded corners. Work with
Okay.
me here.
A rounded square. Okay.
Rounded square. And then
So
this one over
Bev's voting that it's not supernatural, that it's something else.
yeah, I think it might be something else.
Well, and you raise a good point about the reflection in the door. I did not even see that, but you raise a good point there.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I think there's just something wrong with something happened with taking those pictures.
Okay. So
Oops.
we're going to go with not supernatural on this one. All right. Here's number 2. Craig Hayslip, a faculty research assistant at Oregon State University, captured a creepy green flash lighting up the sky as he was taking a picture of the sunset.
This is a wonderful picture. This is actually, I can tell you, this is a weather phenomenon. It has to do with the weather atmosphere, and especially over the oceans and such. But they say that when you're watching the sunset, there is a moment just as the sun goes down that there is this green flash, and they timed this picture accidentally perfectly.
Okay, because I had heard that too, that it was recently I've been hearing it's some kind of a weather phenomenon,
Yes.
because I started seeing more of them. After this one came to my attention, I'm like, mm-hmm. And then I
Okay.
started seeing more of them.
So for those of you that's saying needing a bigger screen, not sure what's there, I'm not sure how you guys are seeing it, but it looks like there's like a broken box in the bottom right corner. If you click on that or press, I think it's the F key, maybe it's function F. Anyways, you should be able to make it a full screen. To make it bigger for you, because that's what I had to do. That's why I was like, hold on, let me do something different here. So
Okay.
just
And
FYI.
I'll try to zoom in as much as I can on the things that we're actually looking at. Okay, here's our next one. I need to zoom in on this one.
Mhm.
Okay, so ghost hunter Erica Gregory made the surprising discovery when she spent the night with other members of her paranormal activity group while they were touring Torton Tower in Lancashire.
So my first question would be, is it an infrared or, a FLIR or something like that? That could be just a body, because
It
you've also
looked
got a warm spot up where it looks like that's a walkway. It looks like there's a warm spot just above it as well, like maybe somebody walking their dog.
See, that's what I thought too, that this was natural. The other thing too, I wasn't thinking about warm body, but I remember when Debbie and I went to Carol's cemetery and we were there at night, and I was getting all freaked out because the headstones were heated up. They were glowing.
Well, they retain the heat from the day.
Absolutely. So I wonder if there's something there that's retaining that heat.
Could be.
Because you see, like, over on the left-hand side, you see all that green.
Hmm.
There's some kind of a light there that's shining on the trees that's causing that to look like that. That I
Gotcha.
can tell you. So, all right. In the chat, do you think this is paranormal or no?
See, and I like that verbiage better, because fact or faked is kind of deceiving, because I'm sure they're real pictures. It's just that they may not be paranormal.
Yeah, but these people think that they are, and it's like, okay, all right. Now I think some of them, as we get to them, might actually be fake, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
All right, here's our next one.
Oh, good night.
All right, so this was taken. You see the little 3 guys here?
Yes.
Okay, that's what they claim that they caught, which looks to me like 3 real bodies.
Um, So my question is this. I don't know what it is, but it almost looks like they're taking a picture through a window that obviously has a grate in it. Okay, because that's you can see the grid up close.
Let me back out of it here so I can. Ah, okay.
Okay, so they're taking it through that grid. Now, are they in a prison? Is my question, because it looks like they're in a bullpen down there, which could be actual people, or they've taken another picture and superimposed it on there because that little area looks like it is specifically blocked off and it doesn't fit the larger room. My thoughts.
Okay.
Because if you blow it in real close, do they look a little transparent? Yeah, but I think that could just be one, the distance, or like I said, if they superimposed another picture on top of it. But it looks like they're in a cage, and that
Yes.
cage looks out of
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. The cage looks like it's out of place right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're going to say that we're leaning towards not paranormal on this one.
I am. I will
Okay.
say that.
Okay. And I will tell you this, at one of the Haunted America conferences, Paranormal Sarah showed us how to actually make pictures that are fake.
Why would you
And
teach that?
well, because she was teaching it to show how easy it is for
Okay.
normal things. Um, like you're walking along, if you don't have your camera set right, it looks, kind
Mm,
of transparent, or it looks like a big blob, or that's what she was showing us.
gotcha.
And it's like, that's amazing. I never thought about that. Not paranormal. We don't think. Okay, because it does look out of place now that you're pointing that out. Okay. Now this one, we're looking at in the
Yeah.
bottom left, right? What's your thoughts?
Well, I know it looks like a picture or a face, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
but I always meh on
I mean,
these
look,
because it's very clear compared to the rest of it. But then again, if I can look in this other window pane on the right-hand side and I can see a donkey's face. I mean,
well, if you look at the one right above it on the top left, you can
mhm.
see two little eyes and like a little face. I think it's
I think it's what is it called where your mind automatically finds faces?
yes, and I think I agree with Linda. I think it's distortion on the glass,
Glass, yeah.
or it's shadows maybe on the glass, because you can make it look like anything you want.
Mhm. Well, and if you look at I mean, yeah,
Dawn
yeah,
is seeing a golden lab. Matrixing Dawn, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah. When you zoom in so far, that's what you get.
yeah.
Okay. This one is a little tougher. So someone hit a camera in Gettysburg Field where the ghost soldiers have been running around.
No, this one I've seen.
So, oh, it's getting darker. It's right here where my little
Uh-huh.
hand is.
And then off on the left, there's just a little spot.
There's just a little spot. This is really hard to see. I didn't realize it was this dark. This could very well be a bug.
It could be a bug, but I mean, because you can also see the lens flare up close to the moon as well.
Yeah. So what say you? Maybe not paranormal, maybe could be
I think this one
something.
could be either or, especially if they took the pictures one right after another.
Bev agrees with you. It could be a maybe.
And Dawn said maybe also because, yeah, I think this is one because there
Becky
is
is
stuff
saying
out there.
no. Okay. All right.
And with the bug, you would see more of I think, a distinct center mass.
It's not a video well, I guess it is a video, Linda. I started to say it's not a video, it's a picture, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Unless
Okay.
unless it's a night vision camera like we use a trail cam.
A trail camera. Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at this one.
Though I doubt it's a trail cam because they're not the exact same. Well, the moon could have moved, so they wouldn't have been very close to one another. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
So there's been a lot about this St. Landry Parish, which is in Louisiana, of course. It's been the courthouse. And when I play the video, the Titanic video, I will talk about that. But in this, they say that they captured a person on a bus. You see it? Circled in red.
Yeah, I see where it's circled in red. It looks like a shadow.
It looks like a shadow to me.
I mean, it could be the shadow of the mirror on the other side of the where the door is.
Yeah, because if you look at the seat behind it, the shadow's a little bit different.
Right.
Um,
And it's not on the first one.
and it's not on the first one. So I'm going to say that this is probably not paranormal. Okay, now let me pull up my notes on this one so I can tell you what's happening here. So this picture was taken by Denise Russell in 1997. It's an ordinary casual photo of her grandmother. A few years later, she discovered that the picture showed a figure that looked like her grandmother's husband, who had passed away 12 years, exactly 12 years from the date the photo was taken.
See, I don't know. I mean, yes, I see what they're talking about, but that is so clear. There's no way you wouldn't have seen that immediately, and it wouldn't have taken 12 years to see that.
Could it be a case of there really was a guy there, she didn't notice it? You know what I mean? And then 12 years later, she's like, I'm sure there wasn't anybody there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm trying to look at the pixelation from her hair to his body.
Do you want me to zoom in?
No, you're good. I don't know. I mean, we've heard of these types of things happening, but having that 12-year difference just kind of makes me go, not sure. Looks like a mannequin.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm on the fence about this because
Yeah.
there's so many other things it could be. Like I said, there really could have been a person there, and the granddaughter just didn't notice it when she took the picture. And then 12 or several years later, when she's looking at it, 12 years later, you know. Or like Bev says, it could be a double exposure, except Bev, it's awfully clear. Everything else is
Yeah.
really clear except for him. So I would think if it was a double exposure, the cars and stuff would be a little fuzzy too.
Well, when you look at it closer, the cars are a little fuzzy, but I would think if it was double exposure, you'd see some of those trees through his shoulder there.
Yeah, he's solid.
Yeah.
He is solid. Okay, here's our next one. Let me scroll in here so you can see this. See the guy sitting in the chair?
Yes. Why do I feel like I've seen this one?
Okay, so this is the deal with this guy. This was taken in the library of Combermere Abbey, a former monastery in England, in 1891. The ghostly figure of a man sitting in the chair is reputed to be the ghost of Lord Combermere. The problem is the picture was taken during the Count's funeral that was held 4 miles away from the library. Now, this may very well be a case of double exposure. I mean, his arm looks really solid on the chair.
But you can see the back, going up towards the upper arm where that's coming through, that the chair piece is coming through. You can see the top part of the chair coming through his head. Oops.
Yeah. Sorry, Bev wanted me to.
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha.
And you don't see his legs.
No, but I know we've seen that before. But either that's a very large chair or he was a very small man.
Yeah. So
Which I've seen some of the furniture over there in England, and it's very large. But I mean, if that's his normal seat, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards double exposure, especially with the way they did photography then.
yeah. Okay. So
And
we're gonna,
exactly, Dawn, and I agree with that. They did try to fake things.
yeah, with the double exposure. Hey, Peggy, glad you could join us. All right, here's our next one. Look at the side. See the little Grim Reaper?
Yeah, isn't that the like the death mask or the?
Let me see what I got on this one. This is the Nubai monk. It's an artifact found on a photograph taken in the Church of Christ the Consoler in Newby Hall in the UK in 1963. Most speculation has concluded that the bizarre ghostly figure resembles a 16th century monk. Except the death mask. Okay, so Bev says I'm looking at the figure behind the table that looks like it might be a child in the
Oh,
mirror.
that was the other picture.
What did I miss? Sorry, let's back up. What am I missing?
Are you talking about here in the very center? I think those are flowers.
Or are you talking up here above the chair? Okay. So what do we think about this guy?
You know, and I was thinking the plague mask as well, Dawn, but it almost just looks like, and I'm sorry for saying this, it almost just looks like a white sheet with the eye holes.
So look at the bottom. The bottom of him comes down over the stairs.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Sorry, you guys discuss it.
Okay. It looks to me like his robe comes down over the stairs in an unnatural fashion. Double exposure, you think? Okay. I'm going to say not unexplainable. It's a double exposure or something like that. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Linda. Um, you can see him, across the carpet there. So I don't know. I'm going to toss this one out. All right, now let me zoom in here and then I'll tell you this little story. See the little boy in the doorway? Let's see what the deal is here. So this photo was allegedly taken inside a house in Amityville, New York in 1976. One of the most famous paranormal photos of all time. It features what appears to be a young boy with white eyes who is peeking out of the doorway. The figure is speculated to be the ghost of John DeFeo, a 9-year-old boy who had lived in the house earlier and was murdered there. So what do y'all think about this one? I almost want to say I believe this one. Dawn, you think it's a real person in
Okay,
the
I'm
house?
sorry, I'm here.
That's okay. This was taken in the Amityville house in 76, and people think it's John DeFeo who was killed there. Michelle, Dawn's thinking it's a real kid. I'm almost inclined to think that this might be something other than he is so solid.
He's very solid. His eyes would almost be a reflection. if they used a flash, but in the room behind him or up above him, I don't know if that's a chandelier. It's kind of weird that there's no reflection off of that too much.
Yeah, I'm
But
on
you
the
can see the light here on the banister in front of him. You can see some sort, and I don't know if that's the light above them in the staircase. And
I'm
I don't know.
I'm on the fence about this one. Okay. Oh, this is really pixelated. It's pixelated on the original. I didn't realize that. But the little guy up here in the top
Yeah, he's in the
right,
field behind him.
he's actually in the field behind. He's actually right there. So,
Now, this, if it's not a real child, which again, I think posing with the gun and purposely trying to, but it's if back up. Is this just a portion of the picture or was it purposely taken off center like that?
this is actor Terry Ike Clanton. He took this Old West looking photo of his friend at the Boot Hill Graveyard in Arizona and was
Ah,
shocked
that's
to
a
see this,
gravestone.
yeah,
Okay.
to see this picture. He claimed that there was nobody but his friend there when the photo was taken.
And again, this is one I can go either way, in my opinion, just because you can't really see the rest of his body. And he isn't dressed the same time period.
Well, and Linda, you're saying it's a real person, but if you look right here's a tombstone.
Yeah.
So he's not standing.
Mm-mm.
And he's not
He almost
sitting.
looks kind of like he's leaned over,
So
with his legs off from the way we're looking at it off to the right.
yeah,
But that hat is of an older time period, isn't it? Or a different time period?
it would be a newer time period.
And then is that a skinny tie? I don't know. It's really pixelated.
It's really pixelated. It's really pixelated. But again, I'm on the fence about this one only because it's the fellow from like the chest up. And I've been to the Boot Hill Cemetery. And while it's on a hill, it's flat, if that makes sense. I don't know. Mafia hat. Yep. That's exactly right, Dawn. Something in the 1920s or 30s. So, but that definitely looks like a person to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Verdict's out on that one. Okay. This one, you see what's circled there?
Yeah, the lady in white or a nun.
You see what I know about this one? It has long been rumored that at this hotel in eastern Romania, it has treasure buried beneath it. It's also rumored that a ghost of a priestess guards the treasure. This 2008 photograph serves as some of the most solid evidence that there could be truth to the rumor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to say, Dawn, this is what I'm going to say to you. I see the matrixing.
Mm-mm.
But when I saw the woman in white at the Gill House, this is exactly what I saw.
Yeah,
Now,
and when you're saying matrix scene, I'm sorry. Are you meaning pixelating?
yeah, that's what she's talking about.
Okay. And the only reason why I would kind of go with maybe this one's real is because before hearing your description, that looks like a nun. She's got the cover. You can see
Yeah.
she's got a rope or rosary or something right around the waist area.
Yeah, and there's her arm right there.
Mm-hmm.
She's holding
And
something.
as you go down, you can see like sometimes they have that overlay, kind of like the I don't want to call it a vest because it goes all the way down, but
The
they have
robe.
this, yeah, but not a robe. It just kind of
It's a
goes over.
habit.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's what I'm going to say about this. Now, could this be matrixing or, pixelation? Sure, it could be, but I can definitely see her outline. And this is what I saw at the Gill House. So that's my 2 cents. Okay. See the little baby, right?
Is that a hand?
Well, let's see what we say about this. In 1946, a grieving mother went to honor her daughter who had passed away in Australia. When the mother took a picture of her daughter's grave and had it developed, this ghostly child showed up.
No.
The woman had experts rule out double exposure, and she claimed that she had no idea who the girl in the photo was. There were a number of graves nearby that were for infant children.
I don't know. It's awful solid. It looks similar all the way across to which would make me think it was an actual child, except for where it kind of, I don't know.
Zoom, please. There you go.
So right where move your cursor up just a little bit where there's like, it looks like the slit right there. That part looks more like an adult hand going into the white.
Yeah, this whole thing looks like it's a different.
They tried to make it real close. I mean, that part, especially where that wrist is, where your cursor is not all the way up perhaps, but that part right there, it looks different.
Yeah, this is not part of the child. This is an adult arm right here.
Okay.
This is an adult arm all the way up through here because you can see right here.
Yeah.
And then here's our little child. This is a double exposure. This has got to be a double exposure.
Even though they said it wasn't.
Or something. Yeah, because you've got an adult here, and then here's the child's arm right here. So, yeah. Hey, Vinny, glad that you could join us. Yep, that's what we're thinking too. That's an adult arm. Okay. So we're going to say not paranormal here.
I would agree.
All right. You see the girl right here? That's who we're looking at. That girl right there.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see what we know about her. This photo of a young girl looking out from a raging fire was taken during a 1995 structure fire in England. It was shot from across the street by a local photographer. Nothing unusual was seen at the time, but once the negative was developed, he noticed what appears to be a young girl standing in the doorway of the burning building.
So my first thought is she looked like she's from the 70s.
Well, if that building's on fire, she's definitely out of place, isn't she?
Yeah. And there's light behind her. Look at the way it reflects right next to her hair.
Well, that's supposed to be a fire. It's supposed to be a raging fire. Which means she's standing right in it. Okay. All right, chatsters. What do you think?
She looks awful solid for it being a fire because it's awful toasty.
Yeah. Now she does look down here as you zoom in a little bit. You can't see the bottom of her.
Right. Well, you can't see the floor either, really.
True. This one I'm on the fence about.
Like I said, she doesn't look like I don't know why I think that the 90s. I don't know.
Are we on the
obviously
fence?
She's out of luck. Yeah, out of luck. She's out of place. Sorry. Well, she was out of luck too. She's in a burning building, but
out of luck. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Here's our next one. Okay, this is a famous Waverly picture.
Why does she look like there's look like a naked woman right here?
Well, she's actually she's in a white gown. Let me get the scoop on this. I've seen this before.
Looks disproportionate.
Taken at Waverly Hills. Picture shows what is rumored to be a ghost of a nurse who committed suicide in room 502. Legend says the nurse found out she was pregnant by the owner of the sanatorium without being married, so she hanged herself with a light bulb wire across her room, or outside her room, I'm sorry. Now, I have seen this picture. I have been to this place. I am almost inclined to believe this one.
The figure looks disproportionate. It's a very large head with a smaller body.
She's a ghost.
I guess.
You want me to zoom in?
Okay, I just want to make sure. Am I looking at the right thing, or are my eyes playing tricks on me?
No, you're looking at the right thing.
Yeah, right here. But we know the team has seen things at Waverly too, so I don't see it being out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I'm on the fence, but I'm inclined to almost believe this one. Yeah, you can see her feet. Well, true, Bev. We had a white mist forming in front of us down in the body chute. We got that on film. Yeah, there's some creepy stuff that goes on there. So I'm inclined to put this in the yeah maybe column. What say you, Michelle?
I think it's very probable. Like I said, because you guys, before that conversation, you guys have witnessed and caught stuff there before. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. I just want you to know I freaked myself out because I'm like, what is flashing behind me? It's my modem.
Okay. Okay. What we're looking at here is this guy standing right here. Okay. I'll zoom in a little bit. That's what we're looking at. So this is the story with this guy. In 1895, the Coventry Freeman organization was having a dinner at St. Mary's Hall in the UK. Everyone in the group had his or her head bowed in prayer when this photo was taken, which means not everybody had their head bowed because somebody's taking a picture. But anyway, this is a mysterious monk-like figure standing on the top left. Lord Mayor Walter Brandish, who was present at the dinner, said there was no one dressed like that.
So it looks like they're standing on the chairs. And if you look directly across, that woman does not have her head bowed. The woman that's really dark there, she's looking right at him.
Well, they're not standing on their chairs. They're standing behind
him.
Oh,
he
him.
He looks like he's standing on the chairs.
Yeah. And see, she's looking straight at him.
Yeah.
So, and he also looks like he's got a weird face. Let me zoom in on that.
Yeah.
Look at that face. It almost looks like a dog or a goat or something.
But that face is a different blur factor, pixelation than everything else in that picture too.
Yeah. So what say we? Are we going to say this is in the no column?
I want to say no, but that person looking across at him, and it even has the head raised up a little bit, like looking at the face. But I think if she actually saw something there, she'd be saying something. What are you doing standing on the table? Why, that's a time frame, and that looks like it is proper enough that you will follow etiquette, and you will not do anything that is not proper. So I think I'm leaning towards no after I've talked myself in a circle.
Okay. That there's some kind of a natural explanation for it. We don't know what it is. Okay.
I don't know. What do you think?
I I do not believe this is paranormal. I don't want to say that it's faked, but
Exactly.
I want to say that he's either really there dressed like that for some reason, part of this organization, or something else. Because
Or is he the one saying the prayer?
well, he's got an odd face though. Look at his face.
Well, not everybody's perfect, Marcia.
But he looks like a freaking goat. He looks like a
Okay.
goat.
Not everybody's perfect. Everybody is unique in their own special way. But if he's standing up on chairs, he's might be the one saying the prayer, and she's looking at him while he's talking. Maybe it caught him mid prayer, and his mouth's moving. So that would distort the facial features. I don't think it's paranormal, but I think it's very probable that he's there.
That he's like well, and that's my thought too. I think he's probably there, dressed as he is for some kind of a ritual or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this is something very proper.
Yes.
Based on what you said, and then just the way everybody else is in the picture.
Yeah.
2 cents. There you go.
Yeah. I think you're right, though. I think he's standing on a chair. Okay. All right. You see the circle?
Yes.
Okay. This is what we know about this. In 2012, a transparent apparition was caught on a security camera at the Curiosity Vintage Tea Room in Scotland. Dan Clifford, the owner of the tea room, said he and his staff had been experiencing bizarre things and hearing strange voices prior to the camera capturing this. Oops, let me get over here.
You know, I could lean towards this being real. Well, just based on some of the things we've captured.
Yeah, and like I said, it looks like the lady in white I saw. It has a definite shape. You can't really tell that it's a woman, but it's a person. So yeah, I'm leaning towards real. Linda's real. Bev's no. Yeah, but I'm leaning towards this. I'm going to put this in the it could be category.
Yeah, like I said, especially based on some of the things that we have caught. That I know people would critique like we are and say, "Oh no, that's not real. You guys fake that." Well, no. And that's kind of how I feel about this one. I think it's more on the real side.
Okay. Okay, and we're looking here right here at this little girl. Do I know about her?
She just crawled out of a well. No, I'm just kidding.
So the guy accidentally caught this ghostly vision at a berry farm, B-U-R-Y, in southern England as part of a photography project. Staff working at the farm later confirmed they had seen the figure of a boy dressed in white on several occasions. So let me zoom out. Well, that is it. Okay. Because I wanted you to get an overview of it.
I'm sorry. His face reminds me of the creature from Predator. From the movie Predator. I'm sorry.
So what say you folks in the chat? Do we put this in the could be column or in the no, we don't think so column? Linda, we do not have a not sure column.
Do I think there might be something there? And I think there's a front light there because this looks like it's in between two buildings because you can see the corner and it looks like based on something above it that there might be a light shining there.
There's a white dot right there.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if more of that on that side of that building is lit up because this window off to the left has got to be a light from the inside. So, but if this is a photography retreat, you really think they're not going to have stuff just to see what they catch and who will fess up? Saw. Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't necessarily see a foot there, Dawn.
That would be a very tall person, and it wouldn't be the child that they mentioned. If that foot is down in that corner down there. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy.
Okay, so we're gonna put this in the.
Meh.
It could be light coming from somewhere. Because we don't
Optical
know
illusion type stuff. I don't know.
what's between these two buildings
Right.
that light might be reflecting on. Okay. All right, Linda Lou, we're going to go with you in the not sure category, even though we don't have one. Okay, now this one, when I first saw this, my first question was, why in the heck are you taking a picture of nothing, of a railroad crossing in the middle of the night? But then, this is what I know about this one. There was a reason for it. This shows a strange childlike apparition at a railroad crossing in San Antonio. So, of course, when we go to Texas, we're going to have to check this out. Allegedly, the crossing is haunted by ghosts of children who have died there in a tragic accident in the 1940s. Since then, any car that stops at the crossing is believed to be pushed across the tracks safely by the children ghosts.
Okay. This is almost a folklore type thing.
Yep.
Because
a legend.
Yes, the legend. Because on the actual show, Fact or Faked, they did something, and I don't know if it was in this particular location because I'd have to go back because there are several different ones. I've heard one about cars. I've heard one about buses. But it's actually the grade in the road. It looks like it's going uphill when in actuality it's going down. So, and those just look out of place. Actually, I thought they were tombstones, to be honest with you, until you said something.
So are you going to put this in the yeah, no column?
I'm going to put it in the no column.
Okay. So I don't know if you saw the chat or not, but Lori's on.
No.
She wants to be a guest.
All right, Lori.
Lori, do you want to be a guest now, or do you want us to do a live feed featuring you, which would just be hysterical? Either way, we're good. So are you all in the chat, you chatsters, are you good with this and the I don't think so. Okay, Bev is saying fake and Dawn is saying there's a million.
Feature, please.
We'll do it. I'll reach out to you. You tell me when and we'll talk about something. Bev is saying fake. Dawn's like this. There's a million of these. Linda thinks it looks like two people kneeling in front of a tombstone.
Maybe it was done on Halloween.
Didn't the first presenter at the conference talk about another place with kids doing it? I don't remember, Dawn, but we'll put this in the no. Peggy's on the fake too. Okay, what you're going to look at is the guy in the back seat, right? You see him?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the scoop about this guy. Mrs. Chinnery was visiting the grave of her mother in 1959. After snapping a few shots of her mother's gravestone, she took this photo of her husband who was waiting in the car to use up the film. When the film was developed, the couple was surprised to see a figure sitting in the back seat of the car. Mrs. Chinnery immediately recognized it as the image of her mother.
I was thinking man.
I was too.
Unless she's wearing a scarf.
That sure looks like a guy to me.
It does, and it's very tall unless the back seats in those were they sat a little higher, which I don't know.
Let's hope she doesn't look like her mother.
Rude.
I was going to say, let's just say that. Get that out there. But anyway, what do y'all think about this? Whether it's her mother or somebody else, whatever. I mean, it does look like there's somebody back there. But, Could it be something else in the back seat?
Well, sure, it could be something else. It could be just the way the back seat is, because where that white comes down, where it looks like the collar or the shawl or whatever,
Right through here?
that could be the edge of the front seat. That could be something in the back seat where, I mean, it's just a trick of the eyes.
Linda thinks it's wearing sunglasses. And Pinocchio is in the back window. Thanks, Dawn.
Well, it could even if it was a real person. I mean, that's not necessarily sunglasses. It could be regular glasses with the reflection out the front window. But I think it's just, I don't believe it, and that's my own personal thought.
Yeah, it
Only
looks like,
because I think it's an optical illusion that our minds, since this is what we're looking at and this is what we're looking for, this is what we're going to see.
well, and when you see the kind of pixelation like here on the car and whatever, you know what I mean? It's just, yeah. Okay. Even though it looks like a man and it's supposed to be a woman, we're going to put it in the, that could be a natural thing. Or
It would be very
trick of the
interesting to see
light,
the
or
negatives.
yeah, it could be a trick of the light or something. Because this is 1959, so you know. Okay, now this one I've seen a bunch.
Well, there's also been others of them on the staircase too.
Okay, this is what we know about this guy. Ralph Hardy, a retired clergyman from British Columbia, took this famous photograph in 1966. Originally, he only wanted to take a picture of the elegant tulip staircase in the Queen's House section of the National Maritime Museum in England. Upon development, however, the photo revealed a shrouded figure climbing the stairs.
So my personal problem, number one, with his story, if he was trying to get a picture of that staircase, that was a lousy angle.
True.
And whoever that is on the stairs has a very short arm and a very long arm. It reminds me of what a banshee might be.
But we don't know what those on the other side look like. Remember, I saw a spigot with eyes, so we don't know. We don't know what this is. Dawn wants me to zoom in. There you are, my friend. There you are.
I'm getting slap happy, so I'm just
okay. So Linda is saying that
hand
he's on
weird.
the wrong side of the banister.
Well, no, and I think because so that's why I was like looking at the picture here. He's at the bottom shooting up, and they're on the correct side of the banister.
No,
just
the ghost is on the wrong side of the banister.
Okay, then I'm seeing it backwards. This is another one of those. Is it upstairs or downstairs? Because I think they're on the correct side. This is Michelle. I have no right answers, but I think they're on the correct side of the stairs. But if you look at that hand up towards the top, it should be the left hand, but it would be the right, based on where the thumb is.
So are you saying that? So describe to me again what you think this guy's doing.
So the white part that we're seeing here is the bottom of the stairs.
Oh, he's shooting up through the stairs.
Yes, because he's trying to get the banister, that wrought iron.
Gotcha.
And so that would put whatever that is on the correct side, actually on the stairs. But that hand, if you look at it, there's either a second person.
There's a second person. That hand does not belong to this one.
Right. Okay. That's what I was like. That it doesn't look
That's
right.
a second hand right there. Look at that bad boy.
Yeah. And, the dark shadow up above it could be part of that second person. So is it real or is it Memorex? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to put this in the I don't think so, only because, like you said, when you take a look at this is a different hand because his thumb is underneath here.
Mm-hmm.
This is two people. Here's the other guy right here where it's dark.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, due to lighting or a problem with the camera or whatever the deal,
Yeah, so Linda, so you can see like the, and I'm going to call them spades, where the wrought iron goes into the stairs. That's actually the top part of the stairs on the other
These are the
side.
risers right here.
Yeah,
These are the risers. So these are the steps right here.
correct.
Yeah, there's somebody else on the staircase. So we're going to have to put this in the, no. Agreed? All right.
2 thumbs way up.
Okay. Here we are.
Oh, creepy.
Yep. So this is what I know about this one. This was taken in the year 2000 in the Philippines. The girls were out one night and asked a passing stranger to take a picture of them using one of the girls' cell phone camera, hence the low resolution. The result is shown here with a transparent figure seeming to tug on the girl's arm with a friendly, firm grip. I'm going to put this in the no.
The long exposure, I think, is a good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, yeah, I'm going to put this in the no. Okay, so what you're looking at here is the guy in the front seat with this old gal.
I was going to say, that looks like grandma.
That's grandma.
Oh, yeah, you can see that.
Okay, so this is what we know about this one. In 1987, Mrs. Sayer and her friends were visiting the Fleet Air Arms Station in the UK when this photo was taken. Mrs. Sayer's friends took the photo with her sitting in the front seat of a retired helicopter. When the picture was taken, she was alone in the vehicle, but upon the development of the photo, a figure sitting next to her can clearly be seen. Now,
well, I was thinking it was somebody that had their feet kicked up, but in a helicopter, you can't really kick your feet up.
well, what I'm seeing here, you see all this brightness?
Mm-hmm.
It's bright out here too. I think that's the sun coming in. I don't think that's a shirt. I think that's the sun coming in. And I think this is just the windshield. Let me zoom in for you.
Whoops.
Because you see how crazy it gets up here at the top?
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I think it is. I think this is sunlight because you can see it here in the window.
Oh, that white, I think, is the reflection on the windshield. I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Especially, yeah, since the reflection continues on the middle edge of that the helicopter there.
Yeah, and it's on her pants too.
Yeah.
So I think it's sunlight and just the graininess of the photo.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. What say you in the chat? All right. Moving along here. Because we do have, I think we're getting to the end of these. And then there's a couple of videos I want to show you. Okay, this is one of the most famous pictures ever.
Isn't she in a graveyard?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Bachelor's Cemetery up in Chicago, which is on my bucket list. In 1991, several members of the Ghost Research Society investigated the Bachelor's Grove Cemetery outside Chicago, generally considered one of the most haunted places in the U.S., with over 100 reports of supernatural phenomenon. One of the members took a picture of the cemetery that was empty at the time, but when they looked at it, they saw a white ghostly figure sitting on a tombstone. Now, let me tell you what I know about this picture. What I know about this picture is that the group actually sent it to Kodak to have it looked at. They could not debunk this. It wasn't a double exposure. There was nothing wrong with the settings of the camera. So what you see is what the camera sees.
And I think she's not completely solid because you can actually see through her when you zoom in.
Yeah, you can see through her hair right here into the trees.
And you can, where else was I looking? Down to her legs, yeah.
At her legs, yeah.
And at her waist.
Yeah.
This one I've heard about before, and I just wish it would, wanting it to be real because of the story behind it.
Well,
uh,
and I know, well, I shouldn't say I know,
but
but
her face is not clear.
it's been reported they did all of these things to try to debunk it, and they have the negative of it.
Mm,
So,
that leans more, I think, in my opinion, my thoughts would be it kind of leans it towards real.
yeah, I'm going to put this in the I'm almost positive this is real category. Yeah, Peggy, this is one of the most famous photographs out there that has never been debunked. This one in Waverly has never been debunked. This is another one.
Oh, yep, that's on the cover of several books.
Yeah, this is the Brownsville ghost, I think. The Brown Lady of Raynham Hall, taken in 1936 by Captain Poveland, who was a London based photographer working for Country Life magazine. He was photographing the hall and he got this.
Why do I feel like this has been debunked and that this
I,
has been debunked as fake?
I have never heard that. And again, I'm leaning towards this being real because this looks like the lady in white at Gill House.
Something's niggling at me like it was debunked, but
Well,
I do remember.
Bev's with you. She's saying no.
And for some reason they were explaining actually how it was done. But my memory isn't as good as it used to be. But I
Yeah.
remember seeing that picture on a book that I purchased when I was in like middle school.
So Lori seems to think that this guy is in dress whites. Sorry, Lori, you're overruled. We appreciate your opinion,
If
but
it was naval, maybe, but with that being Air Force, they don't have whites.
you sure?
No, Navy has tan. Even the older ones. I mean, not Navy, Air Force.
Because I don't know.
Navy has white. Navy has whites.
Linda thinks it looks like a white sweater. Okay, let's get back to the brown lady. What say we? What category are we putting this in?
Well, for many, many years, I believe that to be true. But like I said, I don't know because I really want to say I saw something, which they could have been wrong.
Yeah.
But I thought they had debunked this at some point.
I'll have to look into that because I've never heard that. And Bev makes the point too about the double exposures, which was very common, very
Yeah.
common. Okay, so that's all I have on the pictures, but I want to show a couple of videos. And this, my friends, might be a deal for me to get these up. But I do want to show you. Okay, I'm going to attempt this. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to attempt this because I have to pull it up one way.
So while Marsha's doing that, Dawn, can you what do you mean historical fact?
Okay. So when I play this video, I can't see you all. So, but I want to show you this. This is the Titanic flood that was in the Titanic Museum that just happened recently. I don't know how many of you have heard about it, but I want to show you this fact from old time. Are you talking about the double exposure, Dawn? Okay, I'm going to attempt to play this. This is the video of the mysterious flooding at the Titanic Museum. So you see the dark stuff coming out from underneath the car. They're going to show you a different angle here in just a second. You see the water running, flooding the carpet.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What's your take on that? Because the Titanic folks say that there was no roof leak. They had folks come in. There was no roof leak, no water pipes broken, no damage to the ceiling or to the walls or anywhere where the water pipes are. The water just appeared.
So one of the things that I noticed, yes, I saw the reflection of the wheels in the water, but the clothing never moved when the water hit it. When the water hit it.
So what are you saying? Are you saying it's not water?
When you say the official Titanic museum, where is it at?
Oh God!
Because they have all sorts of smaller museums. I don't know. That's a lot of water to be from a radiator, I think.
Let me see if it tells me in this article. Chicago. It's the Chicago Titanic Museum.
How recently?
That's just been within the last couple of weeks.
So, a couple of things. They've gotten a lot of rain. They've gotten a lot of rain here recently. There could have been, it could have come through the walls. They could have had a sump pump quit working.
Well, but they said that they've checked all of that stuff and there's no water damage anywhere.
Well, and that's what I was saying. If you look at the video, you'll see it come through. And I like the way that they kind of had it go in different, like the floor was uneven and how it went across. And you can see where the reflection is of that one tire from that front car where you have the two dresses. But when it gets to the dresses, as fast as that was moving, you would think there'd be a little movement on the fabric.
Do you want me to play it again? Dawn, I think that car actually was recovered from the Titanic.
Oh, yeah. They've had so much stuff. Ugh.
Let me jump to this again. And I'm going to let this play, and I need to step away for just a second because I have to let Oliver out. So, Michelle, you take it from here for a minute.
Okay. Is it playing?
Yeah.
No, we're not seeing it. Sorry, Ollie.
All right. What if I share my screen? What if I do that? Can you see it?
Yep. Yeah, because there's more than one car there. And see, watch when it comes through. You can see the reflection there, but it almost is like it's computer generated because it doesn't move any of that fabric at all. What do you guys think?
Okay, so what's the conclusion?
And Dawn, I do remember the nursing home flood, but that all went away very quickly. And they found it all in the basement. But again, Marcia, if you get a chance to look at it again, when it comes out underneath the car that is this way, and you've got those two dresses or the costumes there in front, when it comes under there, it almost looks like it's computer generated.
I started to say, what would be their reason for faking it? But then I answered my own question.
Money, money, money.
But that video leads me to another one. And that's the video of St. Landry's, or not to another video, but to another story, St. Landry's Parish in Louisiana. You know, that's where the school bus picture was from.
Mm-hmm.
So the courthouse just, a couple of months ago came out and said they had water, they had a flood in their office, and they too had no water pipes break, no damage to the ceiling, which is where the water pipes went. But they had a massive cleanup in the office, but they could not figure out where the water came from. And they claimed that as paranormal. And that was the first thing that had ever happened there. So when I saw the Titanic thing, I thought, oh, because when I first saw the Landry thing, I'm like, oh, yeah, no. But then I saw this and I'm like, well, maybe. So what do you all think?
I think it's a really good digital overlay or underlay, however you want to call it. Because the water flows real nice, but it comes all the way across the room and then comes forward, and it moves very quickly. Like it's almost, I don't know if that video is sped up a little bit, but the kicker for me is those clothes don't move at all when the water hits them.
Okay. Well, we will have.
Personally, I think it's fake.
Okay. All right.
Right?
Yeah, Christy, could be AI. All right.
I know. Wait a minute.
Well, we have kept you folks way longer than we probably should have.
But we appreciate you guys participating.
We do. We do. We are going to schedule our next live feed, and I'm going to invite, maybe not on the very next one, but on one soon, I will be with my niece, Lori, who is a hoot. She's got stories she can tell. Yeah, Linda, I had a second video, but I can't find it. So yeah, if I do find it, because I have it somewhere, I will. Oh, I don't know if I can. Yeah, I can probably put it on the Facebook page, because I found it as a short, and it's a guy that says he has a time traveler in his shed, and it's his like his Nest camera catches this guy going in his shed, and then the police come and they look in the shed, nobody's in the shed. But then the next day, this younger guy or this older guy comes out of the shed. He thinks it's a time traveler. Yeah. So, yeah. But that was that one. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It has been, it's been a lot of fun, as it always is. Just really quick, in this month, as a matter of fact, we are going to do 3 hospitals. We're going to do 1 in Oklahoma, 2 in Tennessee. So we will let you know what, if anything, we find or happens at the hospitals, because you know it's always an adventure with us. I want to thank you all again so much for hanging out with us, because you know we really do know that there's so many other things you could do on a Wednesday night, and especially a Wednesday night before a holiday, besides hang out with us talking about, you know, this stuff. But we really do appreciate it. So enjoy your weekend. Remember to thank a veteran, fly your flag, defend our country, stand up for our country, whatever your beliefs are. And until next time,